Hello, my name is Paul Dongarra. I'm running for Baltimore County Council in District 1. I'm standing here in the Oella Community Garden because Oella was the first place that I moved to when I moved into District 1. It's so good to be here today and to speak with you. I actually, oddly enough, moved out of Oella because of development. You see, my business, Tablefield Catering, was located in the Oella Mill, and it was being proposed that it be turned into apartments for people that needed a place to stay. And although many people in my community actually fought that project and opposed it with quite an amount of vigor, my wife and I decided that we should support that project because it is an example of what we call good development, redevelopment, or adaptive reuse of a historic structure. The mill at that point, before the redevelopment, was just a ragtag assemblage of antique shops, dance studios, yoga studios, and it was really in danger of burning down. It wasn't up to code with all of the electrical work. And we were quite excited to see that mill being repurposed. And then we decided to put our home on the market, and we moved into Catonsville right down the street. But that began my journey of investigating land uses in Baltimore County. And I am very concerned about how we develop, where we develop, and who benefits from development. In my undergraduate work, I was a history major, and I see a lot of the county's problems through the lens of history. And what does history tell us? History tells us that for about 60 years, we have been building unproductive places, suburban sprawl, that comes with quite a bit of baggage. It comes along with roads, sewer lines, water lines, and stormwater management systems that we, the taxpayer, have to take care of. The reality of the fact is that the tax base that the suburbs create is not sufficient to take care of this. This is the whole reason why every 4 years you're asked to approve bonds. This year, $355 million worth of bonds. We promise to repay these bonds two different ways. One is called the constant yield rate of the property tax, of our property taxes. This is why every year your property taxes go up. The second way is that we promise to keep developing. And so it's been for 60 years a continuation of building unproductive place at the bequest of developers who normally fund council races so that when they get elected, they will make decisions to benefit the developers, but ultimately leaves the communities poorer, burdened with infrastructure liabilities, and often their communities neglected and spiraling into decline. I'm running to try to change that, and I'm here again in Oella because I'm by a new mill project. This time that's right on Frederick Road, just before the bridge that goes into Ellicott City. And I understand that a lot of people are very concerned about a development project like this, and we should be concerned about it. This affects our community, this affects traffic, this affects our quality of life. But I would like to suggest to everybody that lives in the greater Oella community about what this project can do for us. One, it's going to build the tax base with not 1 foot of new road going down, not one piece of sewer line, not one piece of water line. That's incredibly powerful. Now, I do believe that there are things that we can do to make this project even stronger, and that community deserves a seat at the table to make that happen for all of us. One, I think it's a great idea that UMBC be invited into this process to make this location a transit stop so that we can market the apartments of this new community to UMBC students, to UMBC faculty, to try to create development that is less car dependent, where you do not need a vehicle to live there. That's very powerful for environmental reasons, obviously. The second thing that we should be thinking about doing is some sort of ride share type program, zip cars for examples. So if an older couple moves into the mill and they currently have 2 vehicles, they may say, let's get rid of one of our vehicles, because if we happen to need 2, we can rent one for the day. E-bike stations to help connect downtown or Catonsville from the middle school down to historic Ellicott City would be also a powerful game changer. This is all about trying to promote bikeability and walkability and a more sustainable community that makes it easier for people to move around. I'm excited about the project. I think the project can be better, and I'm certainly standing with the community as they work with this developer to get the things that will not, impede their quality of life, but rather enhance it.